What's going on, guys? Matt here from DCLblogger.com. I'm kind of changing the style of my videos, trying to up my game a little bit. So you're going to see a big blank wall behind me, but hopefully I'm going to deck it out with some really cool, hopefully this thing's working, some really cool, I don't know, artwork, little canvases of projects that I'm supporting, little snippets here and there to kind of promote the NFT industry. I want to like really push NFT awareness, what it's all about, collecting collectibles, and this. I reckon this industry is going to be really, really big, and hopefully this kind of a blog style will help push it in that direction. So in this video, guys, I'm going to be going through, I'm going to be going through a project that many of you guys in the Decentraland space are quite aware of, but I think this is really important, not just because of Decentraland, because what it can do for the blockchain metaverse industry. What these guys are doing, Metazone.io, this is kind of run by the block runner guys, Will and Iman and Corv. I believe they're the three main ones, and then I think there's Lastrum and a few others that are helping behind the scenes. But basically, you can buy scenes, whether they be houses like this one over here, games like Ethereum one over here is kind of running like a pre-sale, a little crowdfunding type thing. I'll go through that. A game like another game here, a zombie shooting game, and hopefully as Decentraland increase their graphics, it's going to get even more and more better. You got here Dapcraft that have been approved for wearables licenses as a test. They're selling like a 25% off, a 25% commission model where you can deploy this onto your scene. So basically what's happening now, and if I were to click in some of these, you'll get the idea. If I were to click on these, I think this is a static building. This is done by Cryptanthropy. I think Aaron is his name. He's pretty cool. He's in the Discord. What's happening now, right, is they're going to tokenize these real soon, in the sense that each one of these games, scenes, houses, buildings, whatever they are, they're going to be tokenized. And as you can see here, there's only 20 of these that I can buy right now. Once I buy them, in fact, let me just buy this right now. I actually like this this is pretty well made. So I'm going to buy this, what is it, 1,000 mana, 17 cents gas fee, boom, all right. So it's going to process it. And then it's going to add it to my inventory. And you can see all the metas, that's what they call them, metas, I've purchased. So I bought like myself an Ethereum garden bed, I bought myself this house, and all these houses, right? So like someone like 500 mana, someone like 1,000 mana. And basically once I get them, I can install them onto my land. Enter your Ethereum public address in settings where your land is held. And then when I deploy them, the Metazone guys will deploy them onto the Decentraland land that I have. So I think it's important to see what's happening here, and this is not a small project. In fact, over the last I think 4 to 5 months since Feb 20th, they've done almost 2 million mana in sales volume just from this website. So that's been things like buildings, that's been things like if we were to go through some of the other metas over here, you can see there's some games, right? So for example, this one I briefly touched upon. So Ethereum, Ethermon, previously known as Ethereum, they were pretty big back in the day when they first started. They were kind of pioneering the kind of Pokemon collectible pets on the blockchain type of thing. And they didn't have a 3D game, but it looks like whoever's taken over Ethermon is now trying to integrate them into Decentraland and add some gameplay functionality to it, right? So you can see here that there's 29 left and 71 of these have sold. So 71 times 17, I'm pretty sure that is like 1.1 million mana, something like that. Okay, transaction confirmed. That's like 1.1 million mana. These guys have raised collectively, like I think there's a revenue split here with Metazone and Ethermon, etc. But 1.1 million mana worth of land that worth of the game has been sold to all of these lands, right? And this is just a start. You can imagine like once they increase functionality and they're going to build a game where we can buy and sell, trade like little items here and there, and I guess feed our Ethermon, etc., etc. It's going to be a thing. But it's really opening the doors, and I think it's It's really opening the doors to tokenizing experiences, and your imagination is really the limit here. Whether they be buildings, games. For example, I'm trying to think of a use case here. Say I have a conference I want to run. And this conference that I want to run, I want it to be in this really cool building that, I'm not going to get the devs to build it because it's too expensive. Two, I'm probably not going to buy it because maybe someone's selling it for 30,000 mana and I don't have 30,000 mana. But maybe I want to rent it. So once these are tokenized as NFTs, and once renting becomes a possibility of renting NFTs, why won't I just say, hey man, let me just rent this for you for a weekend for 500 mana? Suddenly, I have myself a house on my land, a video stream, an audio stream. I can hold a party. I can get my friends of 20 to 30 people together on my land and show them what I've done, or show them the capability that this is a rented place. Like the possibilities here, it's really just the beginning of what's being opened up here. So that's just like a building, right? That's just a building. So you can imagine, like, once you do games, and there's like some of these games you got to pay to play. So you got to pay 20 to 30 mana to play the game, and then in time, that revenue gets split between that revenue gets added to a monthly pot, a daily pot, and then as those games develop, as you bring traffic to those games, you earn money for people participating in the game. You can run events, you can run special prizes to encourage people. Once there's like thousands and thousands of people in Decentraland, and you run a block runner game, you can probably generate like 1,000, 2,000 mana just from the gameplay, and maybe give 500 mana worth of prizes. So there's a lot of potential here, and a lot of like base structure building that's going on. But there's another advertising board here. So there's the Omni board tower where you can buy this and advertise. You can manage the advertisements on this. You can get like 5 or 6 different images or different companies that you can add the advertisements to this. Say you have a plot of land in a really good location. Say you have maybe 10 plots of land scattered through the Decentraland world. In fact, say you have them scattered through Decentraland, CryptoVoxel, Somnium Space, the Sandbox, right? And if Metazone can expand whatever they're doing here across the metaverses, then you have this advertising portal ability to just blast a project's awareness all through the metaverse. So the capabilities are really, really interesting. And I do encourage, how this kind of works is Metazone aren't the ones behind every single one of these games. Basically, different builders come and they add to the game. In fact, I can probably open up and show you, right? So they're in the Metazone Discord, which we'll find over here. Oh, sorry, the Block Runner Discord, and you can see, let's see, the creators. So you can see creators over here are constantly making new things. Sugar Cube's meta coming along nicely. So he's making a Sugar Cube meta. This guy is making, it's pretty cool. My newest design, this looks like a building. Aaron just made this. That's what I just bought. Looks beautiful. I'd love to deploy that. I think Aaron made some of this. I think he pushed an update to his building. So they can also dynamically update their building. This is so cool. The game, all this kind of stuff. Fellbob's in here. Sugar Club is pretty active. In fact, his was one of the most popular items. I think it sold out really, really quickly. If I were to show you what it is, I think it was the Sugar Club gallery or something. So this thing over here, this sold real quickly. Left 18, so 12 of them sold really quickly. I think 50 to 60,000 mana generated just from selling these. So you can see this, pretty damn cool. I think you can also preview them as well. So I don't think you can preview this one, but maybe you can preview that first one that I found. If I were to preview this, you can take a look at what it looks like. So I can jump in the world, looks like it's deployed somewhere, and take a look at exactly how it looks like. And once there's like hundreds and hundreds of metas, and there's literally like so much variety. Maybe even they can increase the functionality for the meta to have customizing abilities. You can change the color, you can add different things, you can change the screens, the pictures, etc., etc. Once you have that sort of a meta, evolution happening, then suddenly these are going to take a whole new a path of, capability increasing. So I'm going to let this load because it takes a while. So you can see here they've got it deployed in a pretty cool area actually. Looks like he's hanging around. Is it this building that I wanted to check out? Oh, looks like he's updating it. It's added some stuff. It's right next to the Soyu building, which is the one on the right over here. I can't see. Oh, here we go. So this is the one that is for sale, and you can check it out before you buy it. I mean, for 1,000 mana, what is 1,000 mana? Wait, how do I get in? Can I even get? Oh, can I get in here? Okay. 1,000 mana is like, what's 1,000 mana? 1,000 mana is about 40 USD. 40 USD for something like this, where you can kind of hang out and you can deck out with your own art gallery pieces. Go up here, check it out. It's pretty cool actually. I like the openness, the mix of the concrete building. You know, if it was all concrete, it'd be really closed off. But the fact there's windows here, you can kind of look around and take in the surroundings. I reckon this Soyu building is really damn cool. But again, you can just buy this, deploy it onto your scene. In fact, if you have like 5 or 6 pieces of land, you know, you can just deploy a bunch of different houses and stuff across your land and host meetings and conferences. Maybe there'll be like a conference office building, or a tower or something maybe. You know, I'd buy that. But, you know, Aaron seems pretty hard at work in building these sort of things, so it's pretty cool to see how they're looking like. But again, for me, the most interesting thing, side note guys, I just want to show you, if I can. Oop. Side note, we have the ability to add friends now. So you can actually, not only can you add friends, but you can actually jump into wherever they are. You can private chat with them. So for example, if I want to private chat with, say, JJ, I can just say this and be like, yo, what's up, man? And then he can see that in the game and either talk to me and jump in with where I am. I think we're going to have group chats as well. So it's a pretty cool little tool here where we can just add our friends and see who's online and where they are. So once we start having more regular events, you can probably see your friends online more regularly, and especially once we start to see them in the world over here. Once you start to see where your friends are in the world, I think that'll be really valuable, because suddenly, you know, you can see where the activity is happening. You don't really feel that lonely if there's no one around you. You can just jump into the action. But that's it, guys. I just wanted to really bring awareness to Metazone. I think they're doing wonderful work. I think something you know, they protect the code. They protect the code from the developer, because the developer sends them the code and Metazone deploy the project or the build on the buyer's land, the land buyer's land. So the land buyer doesn't actually see the code at all. He can't redistribute it. He can't break it apart. The only people that have the code is Metazone, and I think they're trying to decentralize that process as well, and kind of make it completely autonomous, anonymous, so you can just make the code, deploy the meta, so a buyer can buy the meta, and then it'll get deployed onto their land. That's in due time, but it's a great functionality for now, so I think they're going to do really well. We're also going to have some sort of a creator contest, a mini one. I think I just talked to Will about this before. What we want to do is we want to get some developer activity happening. I think there's a lot of potential here, so we might run some sort of a contest to get you know, the winner of the best looking build, or the most selling build. It gets like 5 to 10,000 mana or something like that. But we're going to work some sort of a developer push here, some sort of a hackathon type thing soon. So make sure you are watching, and I will tweet this out when I can. But just some light on Metazone, and I think they're doing great things. So keep watching them.